Good morning, everyone. I hope you're well and enjoying this beautiful day. Have you ever heard the saying, children are the church of the future, or we better look after the children because they're the church of the future? Well, I hope you've never heard me say it, and I really do hope you've never heard anybody say that, because children and youth are the church of today. I know you know that. And kids, if you're watching now, you know that, don't you? Because you're watching and you're taking part. And I saw loads of you last Sunday at church building as we were doing all the things together. So we know that the church is the church of today with children in it. And it's so lovely. But Nick's going to be talking a bit later on about, does the church have a future? But before we can answer that question, we have to think about the word church. Now, if you're watching on Facebook now, maybe you could type something into the comments right now. When you hear the word church, what do you think about? Have a go now. It'd be lovely to see what you're all writing. Okay. I asked the children the same question this week, and here are some of their responses.
A community of Christian people. Happy!
A stone building that has like a tool bit at the top.
Bread and wine. Making the best Lego person with a band.
Anything else?
Drawing. Making pictures for Mummy.
I feel happy and excited when you say church.
What comes to mind is the building that I go in, but what it means to me is all the people that are there.
I love Jesus because he died for us.
Oh, isn't it great to see them? But did you notice that not one of those children answered the word bride? I wonder if any of you adults typed in the word bride this morning. But did you know that bride is one of the definitions of church that we find in the New Testament? Now, Nick's going to unpack that in a lot more detail than I can ever do, but we're going to be thinking just a little bit about a bride. As you can see, I've been somewhere very special this week. Can you tell where I've been? Yes, I've been to the hairdresser. And the last time I was at the hairdresser was just before our daughter Beth's wedding. That was ages ago. I don't think I've actually been to the hairdresser since July, and the wedding was at the beginning of August. And it made me think about her wedding because my hairdresser wanted to know all about the wedding, and I started to remember all the things that we did. Have you ever been to a wedding? And the preparation and getting ready is nearly all part of the excitement. The choosing the right dress, deciding on the food, getting everything ready, making sure the guest list is right. All of those things that come into preparing a wedding. But Paul, the Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians, talks about us as the church being the bride and Jesus being the groom. And John, as he writes his book of Revelation later on, he does the same again and says that Jesus, as the groom, will come back to claim his bride and to be part of that reunion. And it's got me thinking again too, what is it that we are wanting and are missing? What is it about church within the community, within the body, within the building that maybe isn't happening quite so much? I asked the children a second question, and that question was, what is it about meeting with your Christian friends that you enjoy the most? And this was their responses.
They don't judge how each other believe in Jesus and worship him.
The Bible stories, definitely reading Bible stories.
Squash and biscuits.
Probably that they know Jesus and we all like each other and we have lots of fun.
Me and Mum, Jesus will always be with us and we'll always love him.
To get to know them more and read the Bible together and learn about the Bible together.
Again, very varied responses, weren't there? But did you notice how many of them involved food and just being with people? And that made me think about the wedding, the last wedding I went to, of Josh and our Beth. And there's something about being at a wedding, isn't there? That I don't know which bit it is that you like the most. But for me, it's nearly always looking at the groom's face as the bride comes to the back of the room and she starts to walk in the church building. And the look of love and excitement and anticipation as the groom watches his bride come towards her on down the aisle, dressed beautifully, hair perfect, everything just amazing. And the look on the groom's face, it doesn't matter who it is, whichever wedding, it's always the same expression, sheer joy and delight. And I just love that thought that actually one day Jesus is going to come back for us as a body of church, and he's going to have that same look on his face as he comes to get us as a body of church, that look of sheer joy and love and anticipation and everything. Oh, I can hardly wait. I don't know about you. Thanks.